After watching thousands of snow bases tutorial, this is what I came up with. You always wanted to do snow bases for your miniature, but your methods are questionable. You want them to be part of an epic adventure. They were about to cross a frozen lake, but hey, you never knew how to do a frozen lake. So you clicked on the right video. My way to do snow bases is pretty cheap and also pretty easy to do. From all the videos that I watched, and I swear I've watched a lot of them, this formula is actually the cheapest one and for my taste the best looking one, because I couldn't afford to spend 50 bucks on just doing 15 snow bases. So if you're just like me, stick to this formula. If you're interested and if you want to pay 50 bucks for this extra level, check it in the description box down below. Let's start with the snow. For this you will need baking soda, white glue, white paint, an old brush and a base. Take baking soda and pour some into a small container. Then you add white glue and white paint into it. I usually use a ratio of 1:1, so I add as much glue as I added paint. You could actually use a bit more paint, because if you don't, the mixture will turn yellow after some time and you probably don't want that. You mix everything together with an old brush until you have this consistency. It shouldn't be too watery and not too thick. So that step is just to apply your mix on the bases. The more you add, the more snowy your base will look like. There you go, that's my easy way to make snow bases. I know you probably already knew it, but do you know how to make ice? That's what I'm going to show you in a second. So, by the way, I love doing bases, so if you want to see another tutorial for basing ID that you haven't tried yet and you would like to see my take on it, don't forget to tell me in the description box down below. I'll make sure to enter you with your comments. Let's go for the ice tutorial. For the ice effect, you need UV resin, an hobby knife, sandpaper, ultraviolet torch or a curing machine, black paint, brilliance varnish, a base, and bluish paint. First step, prime your base in black, then add some bluish paint if you want. Be careful, because we can't undo this action after we pour the UV resin, so you need to like this blue or this black. Once you are happy with the color of your base, you are going to take your UV resin and just add it on top of your base. Be careful, because UV resin is not something you want to mess with. Oh Johnny, not again. Don't do it, please. Stop whatever you're doing. Sorry for this small interruption. Once the UV resin is applied, you need to cure it using a UV torch or a curing machine or some ultraviolet lamp. Let it sit for 20 minutes and it should be ready. You know it's done when the resin is completely dry and rock solid. The almost final step is to add another bluish paint on top. And if you want to go even further, for this step you should glaze the blue where you want the effect to be less brilliant. Add scratches with your hobby knife. Be careful, because the one with the hobby knife are going to be deeper than the one you're going to do just in a second with a rough sandpaper. Try to do a mix of both of them. And if you want the ice to be really shiny and without any scratches, you can also let it the way it is. But personally, I really like doing some cracks in the ice. And finally, put the varnish where the UV resin is. You probably don't see it on camera, but it really sells the effect, trust me. And if you added paint after the resin has dried, you will have to use this varnish, otherwise it's not going to work. Trust me, I did this mistake too many times. Of course, if you want to go even further, you can add some snow that we just did in the previous tutorial. Hey, how do you say tutorial? Tutorial in French. C'est sympa les tutoriels. And please, don't forget to paint the base rim in black. If you smiled at least once during this video, consider subscribing, because I'm really funny. Yeah, I know. No, I'm not. Maybe I am. Am I? And if you are subscribed and you're watching another video of mine, maybe you should consider clicking on the bell button right next to the subscribe button, but I'm sure you already know what I'm talking about, and you will never miss an opportunity to smile or laugh again. This transition is perfecto. And if you found this video interesting, like it. Anyway, see you next week. Over.